Hello, hello, hello. This is Christina Love from Oil Runners Broadcast, oilrunnerservices.com. I am here doing a new segment for the peer support. I just feel very strongly to do peer support. I have been dealing with a lot of mental health in my lifetime, and I've got so much experience in all different types of categories. But there are going to be a lot of different categories, i.e., cancer. Some, if you have sleep apnea, there's things to do with that. One second. Um, there's all types of things: mental health, physical health, um, rare diseases, whatever it may be. This is the segment that we will be broadcasting all testimonies and stories and coping skills. And if you hear my cat behind me, um, we're here to help with different coping skills. We're here to help with different things on how to be better version of yourself. We've been through it. We're still going through things. So obviously we'll be able to help you understand whether, or you can help us understand. We're just a one big support group. So if you want to come on the broadcast, that's awesome. If you want to write in to the broadcast, it's oilrunnerservices.com. Just go on to the bottom of the page. I will put the banner up here in a second. Uh, so you can have that. But yeah, today we wanted to talk about mental health. How are you doing today? I know it's been hard, and I want you to know that everything is going to be all right. I'm just letting you know that. Whether you had a very interesting day at the therapist office or just having issues with your family and friends, and you just had some kind of high end anxiety level showing up, and or you're depressed, you can't get out of your bed or anything like that. I have those days. However, or you're schizophrenic, don't let the disease name make you who you are, because that's not who you are. I'm just letting you know that. And it took me personally years to find that out. Find something that you love, find something that you care about. Here is the um, oilrunnerservices.com. You can contact us through it. But you may have gone through some trauma, or something may happen, medically issued stuff going on. I can relate. I'm here. It's almost 9 o'clock here at night in Alaska, so obviously nobody's going to be doing a testimony at this point. This was just random. But I wanted to share with you some coping skills that you could possibly do. It took me years to get off of medication. If your doctor say go with it right now, go with it. I'm not saying here that to completely go off of it, but I'm letting you know I've been on it. I've done them about 6, 7 times over. And I went suicidal, homicidal on the medication. And I had hives and hair falling out, all kinds of stuff. I've done drugs. I've had alcohol. I've been raped. I've had many sexual encounters, and miscarriages and and losing my children to a point because I didn't value life. I wanted to let you know valuing life is very, very, very important. Do you value your life? Do you value other people's lives? Do you value the rock that is in front of you, or the sky that is there? Even if it rains or if it's thunderstorming or the sun or whatever, valuing things is very, very important. And we have to get that into a positive mindset. Um, so there are a lot of things that we definitely go through, and we just want to be here for you. You know, if you're harming yourself or you think about harming others, please, 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 please go to call 911 and get some help. I'm, I'm being real. Be accountable for your actions. I know sometimes you don't even know it's happening. You know, I've done personality disorders, you know, and all that stuff, and I didn't even know I was doing stuff, but I did know after a while how to call the medical help. I'm not one to sit there and say, I mean, I was never raised to ask for help. That was one thing that we just got through it, you know. So um, asking for help is not bad. We have to ask help with the right people. This is something that is hard to do, and I understand that you are going through a non-trusting phase, and that's okay. You know, get through it. Um, but my thing that I had to do with getting help was is I actually prayed. I wasn't raised with God. God raised me when I was little and up, but I didn't know who he was. But somehow I just knew to pray every once in a while. And it just was with me. But as I grew older and did all those things, I went through even when I found God, I still drank and all that stuff. I didn't know what the heck to do. I'm just being real. Um, it's your choice whether or not you choose him or not, but this is my personal testimony. Um, I was abandoned and I was raped at a young age. Not and things have just went downhill after all that happened. And I wasn't raped by my father. It was by my boss when I was 15 years old at my job. So obviously no trusting in that. So now I'm still dealing with all the mess. Now I have a medical condition that I didn't even know a name to until just yesterday. So I'm quite flabbergasted on the doctors not finding that out. You know, so that of course that puts a little bit of a depression on me a little bit. And throughout all my years, I've been through a flood. I've been through, you know, the suicide. I was a suicide queen, you know, and I had lost my great grandmother when I was 8 years old. I tried to commit suicide. That was my very, very first suicidal attempt. And because I just wanted to be with her. So I went out, and in Germany, I actually laid myself on the ground in the middle of the street to let a car try to run over me. But my babysitter caught me in time when I was laying on the street. And I was so mad at her, for real. Like, that was just not happy. But I thank God that I was protected, you know. But so that was my first suicidal attempt. I had 7 pregnancies and 2 live babies. So of course, losing babies was not a happy moment either. I've never known what happiness was or felt like what it was until just recently, honestly. I've heard of it, I've seen it, but I've never felt it. And I've never felt love, pure love, until recently. Out in the woods, in front of a bear, sitting in front of me. And that was the first time I have ever been accepted by anything other than God himself. And he knew who I was. And that was the best part. He could have killed me, but he didn't. He looked me straight in the eye, and this big peace came over. So, and that was the first time I've ever been not judged, but a bear knowing who I am inside, because everybody always told me that I wasn't enough. That I'm a burden. That I was not a good person. I was mentally ill. You know, I've heard it all. I was too fat. I was a Jerry Springer girl. I was not smart enough to go to college or anything. I was just a nothing. Even my um, support team in one county that I was living in, I won't say the county, but that was tragic. You know, my caseworker yelled at me, all kinds of stuff. And I tried to get the doctors to get me off the medication or at least lower the dosage so I can take care of my kid, and stuff like that. But he swears up and down it was pregnancy after I was, it was from pregnancy after 3 months after my son was born, my second son. So, you know, it was kind of stupid. So I went through a lot. I got yelled at in the mental health unit, brought into the office. I won't tell which one it was, for the safety sake or whatever. But I've had interesting stories to tell, and I've seen the other side. So when parents or guardians or anybody, speaking of that, it doesn't matter if your kid or whoever you are taking care of is lying all the time. If they're in the mental health unit and they keep saying something is wrong, doesn't matter if they're schizophrenic or anything like that, check into it. Do not, I repeat, please do not just overlook it and think the doctor is right all the time. Inside the mental health units, a lot of them, which I've been through a lot of them, a lot of them are not treating your family properly. That's why we as mental health patients seem to get out we know how to lie to the doctors swiftly, like, and say that we're okay, you know, um, even though we're not. We know how to pretend that because we don't want to. We're trying to get out of the situation. We don't need more trauma in our lives. We don't. That's a whole issue that's going on. We don't feel safe at home. We didn't feel safe in the doctor's office, so we go straight to drugs. We go straight to alcohol. Where do you and sex? Where do you think we're gonna go? We're trying to find somewhere that's safe. If you're not providing a safe environment for that person to go to, then don't expect a whole happy moment. Please don't. That is one pet peeve that I have. You know, compassion. Know me, care for me, ease my way. Your daughter, your son, they commit suicide because of all this extra going on. And suicide is so important to look into. What is the environment that is going on? Just because somebody plays, oh yeah, no, it's her mental health, it's his mental health. Just don't worry about that. Are you serious? They're people. They're people. Come on now, doctors. Please don't look at the mental health patient like they're mentally ill. Yeah, we're in there for a reason, but don't look at us like you're judging us when we tell you that we're hallucinating. Okay, I'm just being real. Um, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of venting a little bit, but this is stuff that needs to be put out there, and I've held this in for years, and now I'm going to keep speaking about it, and I'll do this in the morning and daytimes and all that stuff more too, and uh, I just it just boggles my mind on how people can treat each other. And yes, I wasn't perfect. And we are not to use excuses. Stop using excuses. Like, okay, so now when you're mentally ill, and I'm talking to the people who are actually mentally ill or ill, on your mental health, there are things that you can do. If you have anxiety, find a journal. There is an app, and it's called, because I use it myself, it's called Thought Diary app. Look it up on your phone, and it'll help you get through your mental breakdown on your anxiety as you're having your anxiety attack. And it's simple words. You don't have to write a whole book. It's simple words. What is the situation? You can write this, and I'll put it on paper too, and I'll show it off. Um, as we go along on the mental health journey of what I do. So the Thought Diary app is well worth the time. You don't have to. It says you got to pay, but you really don't. Just do the simple version, and it'll explain exactly what to do and what to, how to write things. But you start off with what happens. What's the situation? Say you're in Walmart and um, there's a whole bunch of people, and then you start feeling, um, or there's a whole bunch of people, and something happened, and or whatever. Your anxiety is just going crazy right now while you're standing in Walmart, and you drop something, and then so the thought process, the next thought would be, okay, so what were your negative thoughts? All right. Like, why did you do that, stupid? You know what I mean? Like, just, or whatever. You write that down. Don't act perfect. This is exactly what you need to do. Write the thought down. You have to acknowledge your thoughts, and you have to take control of them. Um, so, where are you? What your negative thoughts were? Identify the medical term for it. You'll figure it out. It'll say it in the app. Then after that, you write positive. Because your thoughts need to change, and then you can calm down. Take 10 seconds to breathe. Do something. You are a wonderful person. You are not less than anybody else. Nobody's over you. We're all equal. All of us. We all make mistakes. We all are good in some way. It's your personal journey. It's up to you to sit there and make something of yourself. It'll take longer and it's more work. Um, with the mental health, for me, for example, I had a problem with school. Um, I had a problem with school, and I learned in college that my math issues were from the fact that I had trauma in my life. So I had to get rid of all those thoughts before I can even do math. And it actually helped. My professor actually taught us that. So I really looked into that. It was blocking everything. So as I was getting better throughout the years, yeah, it was hard. It got a lot easier as I put these coping skills together, and I got off the alcohol and I got off the drugs, and that was, things that um, I have issues with. I have issues with, and it's not blocking me from any of it. I messed up my life because of all those mental issues. So now I'm 36 years old and I'm fixing my life at this point. Um, and it's hard, but it's easy. I used to have people do things for me. That was the worst thought process I had to go through. I hate when people do things for me. That is one thing I don't like to. Now, I still have a problem with asking for help, but it's more or less I'll ask for help for other people. But when it comes down to me, it's really, really hard still. I'm learning to trust people. I'm learning to do things, uh, and I find satisfaction in having the, when I like say, for instance, I manage my own money. I used to not be able to do that because I would spend like crazy. Hmm. And now I love math. Like I love being organized. I love it. That's me. And I knew that was me. But it took me all these years to get through it. And when somebody else was doing it, you're not really learning. But what I did while they were doing it for me, my caseworkers, I looked at what they were doing and I imitated that, if it was good. So I put that in practice. If I had $5, okay, well I'm gonna sit there and you know, figure out how to write a checkbook or whatever and do all kinds of stuff. So observe. Don't just sit there like a lump on a log and let the caseworkers do all the work. We're not supposed to be on the system like that. Um, yeah, we're not supposed to be on a system like that. They want to see us better. They don't want to be stuck with us for 50 years. So try to be more independent. These are for the people and folks, parents, please, grandparents, aunties, whatever, encourage. Encouragement is like the best thing. Space and encouragement. Give a fence that is safe to where they can bounce off, and have their own little way of trying to figure things out. And it's safe for them to figure it out, and don't say, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. You're so effing just crazy. Why do you gotta lie all the time? No. Yes. Acknowledge, okay, so you lied. All right, let's try to figure this out. Let's why are we lying? What is the core thing that that's happening? Look into yourself. Maybe they're scared of you, and maybe they're afraid to talk to you about stuff. Who knows? I don't know your situation. I just know different situations that could possibly happen, you know, and the person wants to speak and they may not be able to speak, but learn it. Learn what to do. And I know it is a stressful situation. I now am on both sides of the spectrum. I had the mental health, now I'm helping the mental health. I actually I work for the same company, and they sought me out. Okay. So when I was going through the doctors, I never thought ever that I would be in a position in the same hospital that I was down and out in on my worst of the worst of the worst in my life. Like I have the name tag and all of that, and I cried because that was God changing my life out completely. During my times of sorrow and all that stuff, there's always joy in the morning, and I know if I could do it and you can do it. It is possible. I am not on medication anymore. I utilized drugs before, and got off of that. So, and then now the coping skills, like writing this stuff down in the journal, ADHD, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm still working through all this stuff, but the coping skills are helping. It helps that I live in Alaska now. I'm able to go outside and go hiking instead of staying in my house and sulking. I'd rather go outside, hike, and sulk out there because it's pure air. I'm not in my environment. Get out of your environment, But I don't know. So, honestly, I'm just gonna. This is. I'm not a. I am me, and I'm gonna be real about it. So I know people are gonna come on and more and more and more and more. I want to see y'all come on, and it's okay. We will take it. If you don't want to show your face, that's fine. Just like this, that's fine. If you have a piece of art, we'll watch you do your art. And you have a voice. We want your voice to be heard. Don't let it be shut up. We are here in this together. And I'm definitely gonna leave it at that, more or less, because I got more things to say, but this is just an introduction on this, and it's kind of, I'll be honest, my anxiety is a little up there, because I'm not used to being by myself in life. I mean, I am, but I'm not used to speaking. One of the things that I struggle with is speech, because I was always told that I was stupid, so I'm still working on that. Um, I have, I do go to a therapist nowadays, because I need to keep an upkeep. Can't do this by myself. But listen, I want you to know that I'm here to help you understand and to help you grow. And I hope that things inspire you. This segment starts to inspire you to grow. And when you're in your therapist office, think about, this is a challenge. When you're in therapy, think about them. You are going through, yes, and I totally acknowledge that. But also, while you're going through, imagine your therapist going through a whole bunch of people throughout their week. Then they got to come home, and maybe they're getting abused or going through a lot of chaos or something, or whatever on top of it, or even just they need to de-stress. Um, the challenge is to find something that will make your therapist smile. Write your journal. Actually, take their advice, tie it up in a bow, and hand it to them in the therapy office. Let them know that you are actually listening. You are actually trying. They don't want you there forever. They love you, yes, but the whole job is to help you get better, and then you move forward. I've hired and fired so many therapists, but it's to get better and to utilize the tools that they give you during the time that you have in those sessions, and utilize those to get better. Don't just sit on like a lump on a log in your house and sulk and not do anything and complain. Please don't do that. We're not here to be complaining. We are here to listen to what the issue is. But it's time to get up. It's time to get up, and it's time to move. You have a gift inside you that we need to hear, and we need you. So don't give up on life. Be nice to your therapist. Give them something to smile about. Make them feel that they are being heard as well. And let them know that you're not there for too long. Your goal is to get the heck up out of there on the right note versus staying in there. But I'm going to leave you at that. I want to thank you for listening to my babbling. It's just this support will be getting better. and we will go move forward with this. This is me as a peer to you on both sides of the spectrum. I am here to help you understand your therapist, and I am here to help your family understand you. I'm here to help you have a voice. Also, I am here to help everybody just be a bridge. I'm the bridge to where you guys can walk and get better and go with it perfectly fine, because I understand that you don't know how to handle how they're trying to talk to you, or handle how the people on the other end are, what they're going through in their silence, what they're feeling, how they're, I personally can hear your thoughts, like not in a bad way, but because I've been there. I've been on the wall crying secretly, and nobody knows, and then wiped the tears and got up, and pretended like everything was fine and to help others. I've been there. I've been the invisible human, where you, the list goes on. So it's here. Don't allow yourself to get through. So if you don't have anybody to talk to, please contact us, and you can contact me through email and at oilrunnersservices.com. There are plenty of things. If you've gone to prison, if you've had an abortion, if you've had a miscarriage, if you're going through abuse, or you are the abuser, or you've been through rape, or this is the trauma. It goes on and on and on. If you're feeling numb, or like nothing matters, or you're pulling away from people and usual activities, or eating or sleeping too much or too little, yelling or fighting with family and friends, or experiencing mood swings, severe mood swings that cause problems in your relationships. Been there, yellow. Um, you're hearing voices or believing things that are not true. Still here. Been there, done that. If you have issues trying to clean your house, we've got things to help you with that. Different coping skills and stuff like that. So there's going to be little different segments on the mental health, or whatever it is. We're going to break it down, you know. And the list goes on. We're going to help you realize your full potential. We're going to help you cope with the stresses of life. We're going to help you work productively and make meaningful contributions to your community and your family and all the relationships that you have. We definitely want to help you with connecting with others, staying positive, getting physically active, helping others, getting enough sleep, developing coping skills, definitely, and getting professional help is really good. If you have to stay on your meds, stay on your meds. Don't tell them I told you to get off your meds. We're just gonna put that out there. Don't say that to your therapist. No, I'm just letting you know I got off my meds. I worked with my therapist and my med doctors and all that stuff. So this is professionally done. This was not just me mental health. I changed my diet. I did all kinds of stuff. I had to work at it, and you have to too. So we're gonna put it all out there, and help you what's the word? We're gonna help you declutter your life and rewrite your ending. I believe in you. And we're gonna help your family understand you better. But you guys have to both work at it. Um, so with that being said, I love you very, very much. and tune into the segments. I don't know what days will be on, but it's going to be on more often than anything. And I do have surgeries coming up, so of course I'm not going to be on so often in the next few months, but it definitely will be doing something along during the weeks of different things. So just keep tuning in, and we'll just keep making it even better and better and better. We'll make it more fun. If you want to act, you can. If you got a story, we'll do stories. Whatever it is, there's different ways of doing different things. But we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. We're going to go into spiritual side of it, non-spiritual side of it, whatever. It's all there. I have the spiritual side, so I understand this, and there's different things for different people. So we're just going to keep it there on that end. So I love you all. I want you to be blessed by the best and not stressed by the less. Enjoy your sleep. Speaking of sleep, go to www.insighttimer.com. Very good to keep all your anxiety levels down, whatever it is. I use it because I got surgeries coming up, and there's, little timers that you can meditate to and stuff like that. But if you're having issues, that's another coping skill. Use the insight. That's what my therapist gave me, so I'm just going to give that little tool to you too. Go walk by the beach, go walk by the water, whatever it is that you have to do, whatever you like to do, go paint, put some music on, soft music, and just go paint. Go sculpt something, do something, just stop sulking. I'll talk to you later. I will see you throughout this week.